do we make Willem Dafoe look more
creepy?
More creepy.
Welcome back to Coming This Summer, live from our new studio,
Yeah.
which we'll have a name for soon, I think, because
Corny
that's
Studios.
true. Oh, we might have it
Studios.
sponsored. Corny Studios.
Oh, okay.
CTS Studios does sound a little better.
CTS Studios.
CTS.
We both did different things. Speaking of different things, Poor Things. This is a movie we didn't get to. It got swept under the rug of Christmas
Right, we
movies
got to
and
go back
limited
for the
releases.
re-release because it's on the Oscar
tour. It was good. I mean, as a movie, from beginning to end, I was like, okay, it's capturing my attention watching this. Mostly because Emma Stone's titties are in it.
Right, she's half naked. I'm going to be honest with you. It reminded me almost of being a kid and sneaking out at like 1 in the morning to go watch Cinemax. And putting on like Emmanuel, like whatever those softcore porns were, where it's just the most over the top upper nudity. You know what I mean? And that's really maybe a couple butt shots, but mostly boobs and a lot of weird angles with guys doing things that you're like, is that how that works?
I'm 11 and I'm pretty sure I don't know that's how that works. Yeah.
So this movie, so the movie is basically Frankenstein, which I did not know, and they did not really convey. I know in the trailers they said like, oh, she's created.
For any of it. So like the part where they show her with the electric helmet, I'm like, it was
like Frankenstein.
I didn't know it was
Frankenstein.
Frankenstein.
I didn't realize it was like that Frankenstein-y. And he basically gets like an Igor that's supposed to keep track of her and write down all the things.
But he's like a hot Igor, you know.
You must be Igor.
No, it's pronounced Igor.
You should have included this in your Frankenstein poll then, I guess.
I didn't know. I
This
know.
is a Frankenstein movie.
Is it like top of the line one, like the ones I put?
No.
That's what I started thinking. Trust me, I'm like, I would have
It's not directly a
included
Frankenstein
that.
thing.
No, it's like a weird.
We're probably losing a lot of people here because we keep calling it Frankenstein, and they're like, it's an art film.
But it's Frankenstein.
But it's fucking Frankenstein.
It's Frankenstein.
So keep it in your pants.
Like Emma Stone, or like she didn't keep it in her pants. So basically, the story is.
I know the entertainment world needs us to like this movie and like be fans of this movie, but we're not. And it didn't make me a fan of this movie.
No,
you know?
it was.
Even though it's like it's black and white, and it's
there's a lot of fart
It's a
smelling,
smart,
though.
It's a smart smeller.
It's a smart movie.
Noise, smart.
It's like one of those. Like I get it. I know what you're going for because but it's almost. I felt like a lot of it was almost shocking to be shocking again, as opposed. And it had the really weirdly placed humor in parts that you were like, I don't feel comfortable laughing.
Should I be laughing?
Why
at
are
that?
you setting a joke up here?
Yeah. No, it starts and it's like charming because it's like almost a different story from where it ends up. It's like Flowers for Algernon. Like mentally challenged person gets intelligence,
right?
And then realizes the world is pretty fucked
The
up.
concept is basically So a girl commits suicide and William DeFrankenstein takes her unborn child, because she killed herself, takes the brain out of the unborn child and places it in her head.
The baby brain.
The baby brain. So it's basically.
I thought they just got a brain from another person.
That's what it's supposed to. He cuts him. So basically, what it is, it's a whole concept on like what would happen if an infant was basically born into an adult body, and how fast would they learn, and what would they pick up on. It was kind of like some of the themes they were going for.
Okay.
And the second she learns pleasure, because she's mentally like 5, this thing over here is great. I'm going to do just this thing for the rest of my life.
And you'll pay me?
I'll have what I'm having.
Done.
So you basically watch her unravel and become a prostitute.
Basically.
Pretty
much.
All while Dr. DeFokenstein is trying to do it again.
Trying to do it again with another girl. Why? Do they explain why? Is he just like
he's just like wants companionship?
like,
I
experiment
guess.
number 2.
Yeah, it's really
It's like the first one seemed to have worked. It's just like she's like a robot. She's like, yeah, she can form all these complex thoughts.
Yeah,
but
she
doesn't have
goes.
any
By the way,
compassion for anything.
She goes full into the role. I'm trying to think of the polite way to say that.
Ben Stiller once said,
yeah. Robert Downey Jr. once told Ben Stiller.
Downey Jr. once told Ben Stiller in the movie Tropic Thunder to blank.
Not do that.
Yeah.
That's all the time we have.
Yeah.
I mean, like she fully there's a part where she's like dancing, and then she's like, and then she just starts peeing in the middle of the hallway, and you're like, oh. And then she's like stabbing a guy in the eyeballs with a knife, a dead guy, and it's just
I didn't know this was what that movie was.
Like, what is this?
I didn't know. I know she's like quirky dancing and
that's
all
what I
the
mean. They
fucking
show you
things,
like, oh,
but-
she's like kind of like this person they brought to life who's never seen the world. Like, no, that's not at all what it is. And it gets twisted. Like by the end of the movie, I'm like, what is happening?
Yeah, Mark Ruffalo's character shows up about halfway through.
He is having a blast, by the way.
Kind of on board for Mark Ruffalo's character in this,
Until
and then like he just becomes a fucking
monster.
Fuck. Yeah, just an
He's
asshole.
doing this weird accent.
What was that accent? And I said, well, maybe it wasn't so great. He's like, you said it, not me.
And he's doing this like, and he's so happy, like in real life. He's like swarming. He's like
screaming at people all the time in this fucking movie. Yeah.
By the way, not weird sex scenes with Mark Ruffalo. In just a weird way. I'm not even meaning it like him specifically, but like the weirdness they had them filming and do. There's like this one scene where he's like hunched over and he's doing this thing, and I'm like, that's not how anatomy of the human body works.
But this is the future year of 1800s.
That's true.
So,
you're right.
Yeah.
It's the year 3000, but also
3800. Yeah, I'm not going to give it a bad rating.
I don't think it was a bad movie.
It's a good
but
film. Like, it's shot really well.
To me,
really
it was
nice.
like
the
the
set
director
design's
was like,
cool.
I want to see her naked for most of the movie.
Yeah, I want to bang Emma Stone.
Like, there's so
Like,
many. I don't
that's
think
what
I've.
the director's
yeah.
like, yeah, no, I'd
Sex
hit.
scenes.
Yeah.
There's so many sex scenes. Like
Yeah.
for a modern.
Because then that's an adult movie. Then that's
Right, but just
that's-
for a
then it's
rated
smart,
R
if
movie?
they bang in the movie, then
That's
it's a
true.
smart movie. You know, it's complex. They're fucking. You know why? Like I don't
I know,
care.
but that's
Yeah.
what I mean. It almost felt too much like it starts with her grabbing like an apple off the table, and for some reason randomly deciding to shove it in somewhere.
Yeah.
And you're like, with no lead up to that, she's just like, and you're like,
What?
what is happening?
What?
Why is she doing that? And then she grabs the maid and goes, "Come here, I can fix your bad attitude," which was a funny line.
Yeah. And, then
And she's like,
to-
"What?" And then she takes the apple and tries to.
Yeah, that's the level this movie comes at you with.
That's what I'm saying. Like, there's some really weird shit, and then some really badly like, and then right into a joke.
And then Willem Dafoe spits out bubbles for the movie.
Without giving it away, there's towards a part of the end, without spoilers, a character that comes out of left field does something really crappy. He gets shot, and they're like, "Hey, let's put an animal brain in him," and they go,
Now he's a goat man.
"Let's do that."
Why? Just to show at the end she just became basically Willem Dafoe's character?
Even though she left, and is it like a nurture versus nature thing? Is that what the debate is supposed to be? Like he kind of raised her, then she went on her own, and then she came back and was still him.
But then he dies?
But then he died. I don't know.
Like from sickness? What's with the bubble thing? I need to know about the bubble thing. Willem Dafoe goes, "Brah," and then a
what-
fucking weird-ass
what?
bubble comes out
It
of his
got
mouth.
weird. Like,
And they never explain it.
It was already like
I don't know.
a weird movie, like
I don't
I'm
know.
fine with, but then they would go like, let's crank it up times 100 randomly in parts of the movie. Like all of a sudden Mark Ruffalo wants to throw this old lady overboard because she's got like she's just like a the
She's
one on
like
the
a
boat.
side
She's just-
character. Yeah,
and
she's
like
trying to be
rude,
friends with Bella.
right? And she's just
And
rude
like
and
to him,
mean.
maybe it's like she's corrupting her
Right.
against
So he's
me.
like, I'm going to throw you off the deck. And then the guy that she's with's like, she must want to die. I'm sorry, I got in your way. And then he goes over to kill her. And then the boat people are like, you can't kill her. And then it's like, what am I watching? You know what I mean? It just
Yeah.
felt like a bunch of shit stapled together.
Yeah.
It was still better than Asteroid City, though.
And it is a book. We should say it is a novel.
It's a
It's
book.
or a theatrical adaptation of a novel.
Normally, we start saying read the book instead. I
Just
think.
read the book. Probably it reads a lot better,
Better.
than it played
Of course,
out
if
in
you
the
want to
movie.
see her naked, I
It's
mean,
not in
even
the
in the
trailer.
trailer, like you see it, like she's doing things.
It's not
and
in the trailer.
No, but I'm saying like that's the reason to see the movie if you want to see Emma Stone naked.
That's true. I did, and I do. So 10 out of 10.
And I will again.
Yeah. Yeah, we got to give ratings on this
Yeah, I'm gonna give it. I don't know.
one. Right.
Because the acting is fine. Again, it's Asteroid City problem. The acting is all fine. The sets look beautiful.
And I wasn't as like, what the fuck? Because
No, I
this
liked
at
it more
least
than
had
Asteroid
a linear
City.
plot.
I could follow it.
They didn't cut
better.
away to a dude reading the fucking book and going, yeah, and then this also happens. You know, chapter 3 or whatever. He cuts into the camera
Yeah.
like Bryan Cranston from fucking.
And that was the play Yeah, no.
Like, cool, I got it.
Even
yeah.
Killers of the Flower Moon did that at the end. At least they were better, but
they pulled out at
they
the end.
still did it. Like this one was just like, no, it's creepy
This
weird.
didn't at all to explain like the ending thing, and then we just have like goat people. Fucking Mark Ruffalo. We just have goat people by the end of it, and it's like, okay, cool,
really
I'm in, but like it was a weird ride.
Yeah,
Yeah. I'm gonna give it a 6 out of 10.
Okay, I'm gonna give it a 5.5
because it was shot.
It was shot
The
amazingly.
wardrobes look really good,
and she
Sets
killed
look really
it.
good. Yeah. Yep.
Yeah,
That like operating room they're in all the time at like the main house looked like some Hogwarts.
Okay.
fucking shit.
Yeah.
So
no, it's just, like, the set designs you see behind us, like it would go from black and white to color to like as she learned more. Like as the movie starts, your perception is this big, which I did like that
they
style.
do, like the fisheye lens.
As she
like,
gets
every time,
older,
like,
and
you're
then the
looking through a
color,
keyhole
yep,
almost.
it's getting
Yeah.
better and
Yep.
more bright and visual, and that kind of stuff was cool.
That's why the world's probably that.
It's because she's seeing it for an
weird,
infant
'cause
in
she's seeing it
an adult's brain
for the
Again,
first time.
That stuff's cool, but to me there wasn't enough substance. It was like, let's get her on stage or on set
No,
for
and
2
then there's,
hours
like,
to have sex.
pug ducks and dog
Right.
ducks.
Go
and
that way. That's cool that
pig
she's
ducks.
naked, but I didn't need 130 sex scenes when you had this cool world you built that you could have explored in any other way. That's my biggest
See,
issue.
I thought it was an animal brain they put in a human body, and that was the experiment.
That would have made more sense.
That would've made more
That's why they
sense.
end it that way.
That's why they end that way, right? Because you thought it was this reverse, but
This
it's
would have made you
actually-
feel, yeah.
Then they build like the mystery of it. Yeah.
Yeah,
Nah.
5.5.
Am I ever gonna see it again? No. That specific shot when they're in like the orange fucking place with the stairs that lead
Yeah.
to nothing
That was-
so fucking
was a
good.
weird
Cities
shot.
look awesome, dude. Everything looks so. I want to live in this fucking world. You know.
Yep, there she was. She was
Yeah.
just doing the...
You can see how I was like, it looks like a Wes Anderson movie.
It does.
'Cause every shot is like has a specific color palette, and like specifically to this chapter of this movie has a specific color palette.
Yeah,
like,
this guy's got his own weird zooms and difference than him, though. Like, he likes to do this specific hang on a person
when
and then...
she like becomes a prostitute, it's all like snowing in Paris, and she's in like all blacks, which she doesn't wear in the rest of the movie. You know, in every other scene, it's like she's the only contrasting element.
That's
in
true.
there. It's
But
like,
by the
yeah.
end, she's blending in with everybody.
At the end, she's just conforming.
Yep.
Yeah. Right. Because
All
then
right.
she lives her high society life.
You made me hate it slightly less.
Right. Right. Poor things. It was not poor and sex scenes.
Porn things.
Porn things.